Great report from Robert there. Joining us now is Julia Manchester, national politics reporter with our partners at The Hill for a little more perspective here. So, Julia, we just heard, Robert's report there, and before this vote, challenger Harmeet Dillon, really went after McDaniel. Was that politics as usual, or is that really a sign of some pretty significant fractures within the party?
Nichole, I think there obviously are fractures within the party, but going into this, I think most of us covering the race knew that McDaniel would likely come out on top. We knew that there were a number of letters circulating that she was, and her team were sending out, essentially saying that they had the number of votes to win that majority in the race. That being said, though, there has been criticism of McDaniel, particularly over the last 3 election cycles, where we've seen Republicans underperform or perform poorly in elections, notably last year when we thought there was going to be a big red wave in the House and the Senate, while Democrats ended up expanding their majority in the Senate and Republicans very much underperformed in the House. So McDaniel has very much gotten much of the blame for that. Now, for her part, she says, look, I don't pick the candidates, which is what a lot of these elected GOP officials do say. They're not necessarily picking the candidates to run in these races, but she says that's up to the voters. However, I think you're going to see her definitely intensifying or changing her message and strategy and the RNC strategy going into 2024, because this is obviously a big year, presidential year, down ballot year, so they have a lot to lose.
So Julie, I think, talking about that, we have to talk about Ron DeSantis. He's potentially going to be, throwing his hat in the ring. It hasn't been announced yet, but, he had called for change. So what role did he play in today's results, and what does it say about his potential role down the line?
Yeah, Ron DeSantis is very much trying to get out there and be an influencer in Republican politics, and he very much already is, but he's really trying to up that profile, up, what looks like his influence within the party. So him commenting on the RNC chair race, very much he's positioning himself as a stakeholder, essentially. Now, what I thought was interesting is that in the 2022 midterm elections, Republicans across the board didn't do well, except in Florida, when Ron DeSantis was running for re-election. He resoundingly won re-election, and we saw Republicans make gains up and down the ballot, up and down and across the state. It's interesting because he very much takes credit for that. But Senator Rick Scott, who announced himself that he's running for re-election in 2024, essentially endorsed Ronna McDaniel and said Florida got even redder under her tenure. So I think a lot of this is jockeying, positioning for what's going to be a big year in 2024. Ron DeSantis very much wanting to be a player in these discussions. And I think that's what you saw with that interview he gave yesterday.
Julie, we don't have much time left, but I want to ask, do you see a shift in momentum after this RNC election?
I think it's hard to say right now. I think you're going to see the RNC and Republicans as a whole recalibrating after the losses in 2022. I think they want to change their strategy, and I think now that Ronna McDaniel knows that there is legitimate criticism within the party ranks among party officials directed at her, she's going to feel that pressure. And she's, very much communicated, and we saw in that soundbite when she had Dillon and Lindell on stage with her there, she's trying to recalibrate and re-strategize. So we'll have to see if that turns into momentum, but that's what Republicans are obviously hoping for.
All right, Julia Manchester, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.